And welcome in. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, what are you having?
Oh, you know me. I'm going to pace myself, but I am having my Tito's Cran and Orange. Mr. Nick, tell the people what you're drinking and our three things for the show.
I'm drinking my afternoon Schweppes ginger ale. A little non-alcoholic ginger ale, get you going.
I can't.
Sugar in the system. Nikki. Well, Cope and Cage team together in Toronto against FTR. Eddie Kingston makes his return to AEW, and Kyle Fletcher tries to prove he belongs in the main event scene. We are previewing AEW All Out on Saturday, September 20th, 2025. This is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. This 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell him bring another round when he's ready for. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
And welcome back in, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy All Out Day.
Yes.
Actually, it's All Out and WrestlePalooza. I have a big day for wrestling today.
Yes.
If you are a wrestling fan,
We're winning. We're winning at life today.
Yeah, competition. Rising tides raise all ships, Nikki.
All the boats, all the things, all the ships.
Yes. We got some people in the chat. Rushin. I think I got it right. She said I got it right last time. So welcome back in. Again, comments welcome all show long, reading those out. In about an hour into the show, we're opening up the phone line, so let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking about AEW All Out. Yeah, Nikki, a lot to get to.
So much.
A lot. I'm about 10 matches.
Yeah, we're not doing the pre-show because there's 3 matches on the pre-show.
Yes.
It's like, good Lord, 13 matches. Toni, please, reel it in, baby. But here we are, 13 match card.
13 match card, yes. A lot to predict. But as we go into this, Nikki, I want to just establish that we do predict the actual outcomes. And after Forbidden Door, I was perfect, Nikki. Just want you to know that.
Yes. Play it, because yeah.
I don't need to change a thing. I am perfect just the way I
am. 9-0 at Forbidden Door. Just saying. Reigning, defending, undisputed AEW pick champion at 31-6 for the year. So you got some work to do, my baby.
Okay.
So yeah, you got to catch up.
I know. Well, I have our WWE belt. You have our AEW belt.
Hey, Catherine.
Hey.
All that will be better than WrestlePalooza. I think wrestling-wise, like match-wise, it could definitely be.
So yeah, I don't know. We got a lot to get through because I
correctly predicted. I did not cheat.
No, because sometimes we pick different to just so we can, we love arguing with each other again, like arguing and disagreeing and shitting on each other is our love language. And then also because there's some people I just won't pick. I don't like Hurt Syndicate. I think I knew they were going to win, but I just didn't pick them.
I know, and that hurts you.
He chose poorly.
That's what hurts you.
That's okay. I go with my heart.
Yeah, well, I go with my head, and that's why I'm the reigning defending undisputed champion. But Nikki,
Let's get
a lot to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run down the card. AEW.
I'm gonna put you in the ground.
Eddie Kingston, where you at? I am leaving with the AEW Men's World Championship.
All right, Nikki. Let's get to it. First match up. We always like to start with the ladies.
The ladies.
Mercedes Moné, or as I like to call her, the Ultra Moné Dragon, with her 9 belts. How many belts does she have now?
I think it's 9.
She's defending the TBS title against the inaugural AEW Women's World Heavyweight
Tiny
Champion,
little
Riho.
baby belt.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Remember it was super tiny, and then when was it Britt? Then they finally got a bigger one, or was it when Nyla Rose had it? Because it looked even more ridiculous with Nyla Rose in the tiny belt. Or did that feels Nyla? Where's Nyla Rose?
Yeah, actually, is she on? No, I think she's had a couple one-off matches on.
I'm just saying. When we met her on the Jericho cruise, she was so cool to talk to. We talked to her. We hung out with those 2 guys from New York, and then like was her wife or her girlfriend?
I think.
But we were just like up at the top and we like talked to her for I want to say like a good half hour.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. It was a good time.
But
yeah, so your overall thoughts on this match?
I think we've said this for every single Mercedes match. It's gonna be a good match. She's gonna win. Riho's not taking the belt off her. And it's weird she just came back and just got a title shot. Like, I know she's the inaugural. I know we haven't seen her in 1,000 years. It's gonna be a good match because I think obviously they're both really good wrestlers. But lol, Mercedes wins. I think they're gonna keep the belt on her long enough to break Jade's record.
Well, so that's another thing. Should the belt collector gimmick continue on Mercedes, or is it time she starts dropping the belts? And like, could Riho be the first? Because she's a credible challenger, and for this belt, I could see her being the one to kind of like knock her off. It's similarly to like I would view comparatively maybe like to AJ Lee is to Becky Lynch in the WWE right now. Like, she's probably the most credible challenger that could come in from the outside that has AEW history to a mid-card belt. And
I would argue that I would rather have her drop it to like Athena or Willow. I know you're not a fan of Willow, but like, I don't know. I just feel like there's other people that make more sense. I don't know.
Hey, Hydra, welcome in.
Hey. I just feel like, I don't know. Riho just coming back and taking the belt off Mercedes makes no sense. Again, it's going to be a fun match. We all know who's winning.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you here. We both essentially have Mercedes retaining. Let us know in the chat if you see anything different. I threw it up in the poll. Let's see, run it up. Yeah, everyone in the polls got Mercedes too, at least.
There's no way. It's not happening.
Yeah, I just wonder who could. I guess maybe Willow's a decent challenger to take it off of her.
Circle back around with Athena. I really thought it would be Athena. I don't know. Who else are you? I think Willow. I would think it'd be cool, like someone like Marina Shafir that just comes in and like chokes her out would be crazy. I don't know if someone on that level.
Well, Marina, I'd like to. I don't know. Well, we could talk about. We're gonna talk about it later about where Marina could stand beyond this weekend with that whole group. But I don't know. It's real interesting to see.
Steven.
What's
He said Moné won't lose until her writer is told to write it. It's gonna be wow. Again, I don't know how many more days she needs to have it to break Jade's record, but that's how long she'll have it, and probably then some.
All right, Nikki, we're going right into the controversial matches. Trios, because you said it in the open that you pick with your heart, not your head. So this is going to be one of the matches I think that it seems to be a thread on our picks with everything. And well, first off, let's get your thoughts before I start throwing some questions out at you. Hurt Syndicate MVP for one of his rare matches is going to come out and wrestle. And he's going to take on the Gates of Agony and Ricochet, which do they have a group name now? Or no, I guess
it's just Ricochet and the Gates of Agony.
Yeah, which I don't know, maybe I like them together. I do like this.
I like them together a lot.
I think that they've been, I don't know. Ricochet's doing some of his best work.
Best character work.
Yeah.
Because they're actually letting him have a personality. Even to me,
you have to in AEW. That's the thing. I think in AEW because in AEW because there's a lot of great wrestlers in AEW that do a lot of flips and a lot of great technical wrestlers, a lot of different things. So to me, you have to have a personality because those with charisma stand out more. So he's been able to kind of develop that whole Scissorman gimmick. Whenever he was stabbing people like the psychotic serial killer,
he's wearing his
Bowen's Scissorman gimmick.
Oh god. But on the go home, Hurt Syndicate got one up on them. They had Bobby and one of the GOA. I'm going to say it wrong. No, I'm not even going to try. They had them
Bishop Khan and Toa Leona.
Yeah, Leona. There you go. So they had a pretty good match, but then of course it goes to the wayside. MVP broke his pimp cane walking stick. But again, I don't know. To me, again, it's my thing. I go against the Hurt Syndicate, but I think Ricochet and that group needs the win more. And again, old school, if you standing tall on the go home, you're not winning at the pay-per-view.
So a question I do have before I offer my prediction here is Hurt Syndicate becoming stale? Because you had MJF in it for a hot minute. I don't know. They were the World Tag Team Champions. Now they're not anymore. And essentially, I don't know. I thought Ricochet at one point in time going with them would have been cool, but now I like Ricochet on his own. Right. I don't know who else to pair with them to get them to another level.
They just feel too WWE. Ricochet came in and completely kind of fresh coat of paint, new feel to him, feels different. It doesn't feel like the Ricochet of WWE. This just feels like the Hurt Business. We all love the theme music. I get that. But just there's nothing new. It's the same old Bobby Lashley, who I found boring as shit in WWE.
Well, and that's the other question is when does Bobby Lashley move to the main events? Because he's over. He's very popular. I mean, he's very over. So I mean, I would consider moving him sooner rather than later.
Do I want to see Hangman versus Bobby? That does absolutely nothing for me. Bobby Okada? I'd rather see that than him and Hangman, but that does nothing for me either.
Yeah, but he's gonna. I mean, I'm not saying but he's got to be on a singles path at some point in time. Shelton Benjamin's not going to win the world title. Why? That would be a big waste of Bobby Lashley. If he's not.
Do you want a list of how many people have been wasted away in AEW?
Yeah, but exactly. But so why waste Lashley when you have the opportunity to use him as a main event challenger?
How long have they been? Are we over a year at this point with them or no?
Probably about a year, yeah.
And they haven't made me care about them.
So I don't know. I throw it out to the chat. Let us know in chat. Like, is the Hurt Syndicate becoming stale? Do you want to see Lashley move up to the main event scene on his own and go away from these guys, or maybe just renovate the group somehow with a new member?
I'd rather see Pretty Ricky and GOA win, and then maybe go after the ops for the trios belts. So,
Mikey's popping in. He's got
Hi,
Ricochet
Mikey.
and GOA because they deserve the push.
Yes,
But-
I agree.
See, that's where I disagree. Do they deserve a push? Yeah. But I think ultimately they have to keep Hurt Syndicate relevant. And more importantly, Bobby Lashley. They have to protect Bobby Lashley.
Oh, girl.
And I think, to me, get them a win here. They can have one of the GOA take the pin for Ricochet and protect Ricochet along the way. I don't know. The chat's agreeing with me more. 67% saying Hurt Syndicate.
All right, well, me and Mikey standing strong. United front. Love you, Mikey.
Catherine's saying Hurt Syndicate will win, but she agrees that they're getting stale.
I don't think they came in fresh.
That's fair. Well, someone who always seems to be freshening things up. Women's World Heavyweight title, Toni Storm. Nikki, she's defending it in a fatal 4-way
My girl.
against Jamie Hayter.
Oh, where my Tony?
I think we know who you're picking. Against Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Thekla. We'll take it back. It was kind of a nice, nice little promo Toni cut. I think it was on Dynamite, but it was released on their YouTube page. But basically, kind of putting over her talent. So I'll just take us back to that a little bit here.
Now she's hired 3 ladies on the hunt for her most prized possession.
Time of your tits and let's tango!
The British Brute, seeking redemption for years against all those who took that belt from her hands. The specimen from outer space, whose broken friendships left her lost at a moral fork in the road. And the Austrian Spider. That's one crazy bitch. 4 women, 4 wild worlds, and only 1 gold to hold. I am a woman in search of her murder. The time, this Saturday. The place, All Out.
So, Nikki, what are your thoughts on this fatal 4-way match?
Shave your bushes, bitches. We're going all out. Oh my god, I love her. I think match of the night, perhaps candidate. I absolutely love Jamie Hayter. I love that they brought up that technically Toni took the belt off her. I miss that version of Jamie Hayter. I don't get this 70s Daphne looking whatever, but she's still great in the ring. I think it's about time that Chris Statlander did get pushed up to this main event scene instead of being in the TBS picture for so long. Because again, she should have had that belt for longer, but whatever. And then Thekla is the new girl on the block that they're pushing basically. I think.
I know.
Yeah.
Tony's always got one new woman he's pushing. What happened to Megan Bain? I feel like he was going to push her to the moon, and nothing happened with that. And I guess that's kind of my question. With these 4 challengers, is it a good time to have a new women's world champion?
No, I think this is going to spin off to maybe Tony's next feud. I think it's going to be her and Jamie one-on-one again, or her and Thekla one-on-one. I think she's going to, I don't know, maybe Stat's in there to get to take the pin, because I think this is going to spin off to something else. And I don't want to say All Out's sort of a big deal, but I think like Full Gear or maybe Revolution makes more sense.
Full Gear in New Jersey again. Yeah, do it in New Jersey.
We're still not going to the show.
Yeah, I might go. I'll go with you. I'll broadcast. I'll live
It'll
stream.
it's 20 hours. I can't. But I don't know. You know, I love I think this is gonna be good. Again, they're all 4 killers in the ring.
Yeah, I mean they're pushing Thekla hard. Jamie, it's a shame because Jamie is just so lost. It seems like in the shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
And Stat, I don't know what they're trying. Like she was a heel face. She was with best friends. She was like moving around with what's his name, Stokely for a bit as a heel, and like it seems like they're trying a million different things to try and get her over, and
it's not working.
Yeah, and so I think she's maybe, and some people are it destined to be that, and they can be great in the mid card, and that maybe she is like put her in the TBS area, and that's just where she'll kind of thrive. That's fine, but I don't know, like in terms of this, and that is the question, like if is it one of these 4 that could be the next women's world champion that takes the belt? You know, I love how Toni puts it, like I'm looking for my killer, because like you have to pass the torch on, and she's been a champion for so long because there's no credible challengers other than Mercedes. We thought maybe Mercedes would take it off her. There's been no credible challengers for either of them, really. So who do you build up? And that's kind of my question, is like, who will be the next? And throw it in the chat, women's world champion, because like I loved how, I mean, he builds up these women, and then just they get to the main event scene, they get one match with Toni, they lose, and they go nowhere.
Yeah.
And like Megan Bayne, like he could have consistently built up Megan Bayne. Like
I think she's on the pre-show for like the 3rd pay-per-view in a row. Since she lost to Toni, she's been in the pre-show with Penelope. Penelope Ford. I forgot that's what he called her. Penelope. Good lord.
Stone Cold likes to mispronounce the name, so Penelope Ford.
Penelope. Cantaloupe.
Yeah. But yeah, so again, who will be the next women's world champion?
I don't know. I think Toni's gonna hold on to it for a couple more months. I don't forget whoever she was, whatever interview she was just on, but then she like completely shit all over Mariah May, and then she goes, that Blake Monroe girl, love her. She's just so goddamn good. And that's why I'm just like, it's still, I don't know. Again, she's been giving me Carmen Sandiego vibes. This kind of go around. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not like they can hold it for a little while.
But yeah, I agree with you. That she's retaining. I just don't know who will be the next women's world heavyweight champion. It could be Thekla if they continue to build her up.
They got it. Tony's got to build.
She doesn't take the pin, and maybe
some kids.
I'd like to see Jamie Hayter. Maybe, who knows? At this point, it could be Britt Baker coming back.
Ooh, I think that ship is sailed.
I know. You just never know. You just hopefully she goes to WWE, but we'll see. But the chat agrees. We're all in unison. We got
Toni
Storm. All right, Nikki. Next up.
Yeah.
I know this match I have so many questions about, and this is where I know, like, I think Reese and Mikey and Reese. Mikey, you're in the chat, so you're gonna have to chime in on this. And we'll probably quiz you on it later when you call in. But the Okada Takeshita drama feud, whatever we're calling this, I just don't understand. Like, it seems so abrupt. The Don Callis family, like with everything going on. Like, I get that these are two big New Japan, wrestlers from Japan that come over and are a big deal. But like, again, it's just like the NXT to WWE thing. It's a new audience. You have to build up some sort of reputation, credibility with the audience. So to me, this seems so absolutely rushed and like kind of waste. And they just threw in Dorada in this match, who I don't think has a snowball's chance in hell.
He's probably there to eat the pin, unfortunately. But I think this is the end of tonight is going to be the downfall of the Don Callis family. I think a lot of his kids are losing. But again, I think this is going to spin off between Takeshita and Okada. And I know, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Takeshita did not have that match yet with Zack Sabre Jr., right? That's October, I believe. Again, someone will correct me, but I think him walking in with the belt against Zack Sabre Jr., who has a belt, and I think this is Takeshita breaking away from the Don Callis family, because clearly Don has picked Okada as his new boy.
Right. And I think with that group, I mean, Okada has more of a main event ceiling in AEW, obviously. They're paying him, what, $4 million a year? Yeah. So they're going to, he's going to get the push regardless. But yeah, I don't know. I do have some questions like, does Wardlow get involved?
No, he tore his pec off.
Oh, he did tear his pec?
Wasn't it a shoulder pec thing? They said he was going to be out for like a couple weeks.
He comes back to tear his pec.
Yeah,
but
apparently it was like, maybe it
was
was the shoulder, because it was with the clothesline to Prince Nana that like messed him up.
So, I mean, I don't know. He could still come back. If he's not out for an extended period of time, he could still come back. So he helped.
I just want Wardlow to go to WWE.
Retain, and I feel like that's an element of this that you could potentially. Oops.
Spoilies. I already said mine.
But, where was that? Jen. Yeah, I know.
I know. What did he say? The worst luck in the world, or was it Ed or Joho? That was like, was he made of glass? He's constantly fucking injured. It's so upsetting because I want him to be on my screen.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait till Gladiator comes out to watch him on Gladiator, so he can be on our TV screen.
Yeah, so to me, I think that this match, they're gonna keep that storyline to Takeshita Okada going further. It just feels like I don't know why. Maybe Takeshita earned his way into the match, but there's not enough drama around what this should be. This interaction with them both in the match, that I should know more. And granted, we don't watch enough Collision, but I do watch the Collision highlights and catch up on all that, and I feel like I should know so much more about the drama between them. And there's not, and unless maybe they're planting the seed here for the longer run. But to me, I think there's much more meat on the bone with the story. So I got Okada. Nikki, I actually
Sorry.
I've got Okada retaining in this match because I think this match needs a little bit more, and I think it's going to have a little bit more storytelling over the next couple months. So it'll probably go 3 matches at least.
I don't know. I think it's just more interesting if something happens and it's a sneaky roll up or a sneaky win, and Takeshita runs away with the belt and away from Don. And then goes into the match with Zack with the belt. Because also then you're representing AEW, and then what are we calling? Oh, what's this belt called again?
The Unified.
Unified. I was going to say, if it's the Continental or the International, it sounds cooler. You're he's defending this belt or has the belt on and, in a different promotion overseas, whatever. But I don't know. To me, it's more interesting if Takeshita has it than Okada. And
you did make mention of this, so because we'll probably mention it again for the main event. But is this the beginning of the end for the Callis family? Is this finally? There's so many of them. I was trying to find pictures. It's every picture there's 10,000 new members. But do you think this is the beginning of the end for the Don Callis family? Archer, Josh Alexander, which okay, you're here for a hot minute, and then you get Takeshita. You said, is probably leaving. You have Okada, who just joined the group. Oh my God, who Rocky Romero, is that Rocky Romero's in the group, and Mark Davis is technically still in the group.
Hitchizero.
I think I said that
right. And then I forget who's he tagging with in the 4-way match. Is it with Alexander?
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, that's my question. Is it finally the beginning of the end? Like I get Don Callis gets people over, but 12 different people or whatever it is at this point, I don't know that it really.
I don't think it's really benefiting anybody at this point.
Like, yeah, like you put Okada with that group just to give him, I think, a main eventer, and now you have Fletcher just kind of thrown into the world title scene. I don't know. I mean, I get him with maybe one, maybe two people or a tag team, like, but not.
Yeah, I think it's going to kind of break up the family. It's just he'll focus on Okada going into the main event scene. That's what I think.
But yeah, I think it's time. There's so many. AEW has so many stables for factions. Like everyone.
I think they're taking, because that's how New Japan is. There's 4,000 factions and everyone's a part of something, and so many. I'm going to join a group.
Seriously. Well, you mentioned it. It is Hechicero and Josh Alexander, so it leads into our next match, which is Brodito defending the World Tag Team titles against Jet Speed and the Young Bucks. Which I for a second I was like, I didn't realize the Young Bucks were on the card because I thought they were.
Yeah, didn't they won the match against the Guns on Wednesday to get into this match? I believe. Too much going on this week. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah,
because there was like a mini tournament thing to get into this match.
By the way, our last match, I'm closing down the poll from last 50-50 on Okada and Takeshita.
I don't know, Takeshita just more fun.
But yeah, let me wrap up. So what is your take on this fatal 4-way ladder match?
It's weird because we already have. I know it's different because it's tags, but we sort of already have a fatal 4-way on this card already. I guess it wouldn't be an AEW card if there wasn't like 100 stipulations to everything. So why not throw a ladder match in?
Yeah.
Because I feel like typically their ladder matches are you get the chip or the clipboard or the briefcase, or this is like for the belts. I'm just trying to think when's again, Mikey or Reese or Steven, and it's just like I don't remember the last like ladder match for a belt they had in a while. I know there was like the match between the Lucha Bros and the Bucks in that cage match, phenomenal match. Like this feels something different, but is this too close to we just had WWE kind of do this, or again you're just kind of shoving people on the card?
Yeah. There's a lot of names in this match that I'm not like.
Well, I look
the Bucks should just take a backseat, and like I wouldn't be shocked if the Bucks booked themselves to win this match. And it's like our redemption story, we're already tag champions.
I know,
they already won the $500,000.
Yeah, that seemed well. I don't know. It seemed like it was kind of they're like, oh, they're Rod and Todd, and they gave them whatever the team Generation Me or Team Me, whatever they were in TNA, and like the Rod and Todd thing. Like I feel like they could have, them getting like the jobber entrance, they could have played that out a little more. And then all of a sudden, I feel like we're back. And if they win these belts, I'm gonna flip over our coffee table.
I could also see like Hechicero and Josh Alexander winning it, and the Don Callis family like still staying relevant with all the belts. Yeah. I
don't think this doesn't. Again, I feel bad for the Don Callis family, but putting the tag belts on them, that makes no sense. I don't know. I think Mikey put it in the chat. Like I think this is the one you got right that I didn't pick last week pay-per-view Brodito, but I very much love Brody King. I'm really loving them together. I hope they retain. So I feel like Mikey, we're on the same wavelength today. But they're so fun.
I agree with you. I think Brodito's retaining. And I don't think you put the belt on him so soon.
So soon. And I like that Bandito was like the double champ. So
that's fair.
And I don't know. I just really love Brody King. Again, if you didn't watch him on AEW, so good.
So we move to what could be arguably the biggest grudge match on the feud. Mark Briscoe and MJF. Because when you talk about a non-title, again, with the promos that MJF normally cuts and everything else, he's cut deep talking about Jay, Mark Briscoe's past, dead brother Jay, and again, like Mark was kind of a pawn in the Hangman storyline too for a while. He was kind of just there, so it's kind of his revenge story too against MJF for he tried to burn him and do a bunch of things, and MJF said he's going to literally off him in this. But so I guess, Nikki, what are your thoughts on Mark Briscoe and MJF in this match in tables and tacks?
Again, why does this need to be a pronounced stipulation? Why can't you just do the fun, like, oh, I'm doing the bag and here comes all the thumbtacks? Like, I don't know. This is just like, not every match needs to have a thing. And this just feels like a weird thing to me. But, okay. And then also...
You just made a street fight.
Yeah. I just like tables and tacks. Like,
it's a very random... I mean, I know tacks are used a lot, but it is a very random...
Is there going to be a less, because like Moxley pulls out that bed of nails. Like, is someone going to pull out the table with all the little thumbtacks poking up?
Probably.
That's probably a thing. But I'm like, I don't know. Are thumbtacks also played out? Every street fight, everything, there's always thumbtacks. It's always like an oh my god. And I don't. Am I too old and jaded that like sometimes these big spots I'm like a little jaded?
Desensitized.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, how many times do I see, a backdrop through thumbtacks? I don't know. I don't think everything needs a thing. And also, you have to add the layer of MJF wrestled last night in Mexico, right there in Mexico. He lost.
Yeah.
Because it was title versus mask. So Mystico kept his mask, got the light, not light.
Yep, Mikey put in the chat, yeah.
Right. Is it not the light heavyweight? It wasn't light, or is it middle? Or I'm thinking Toni has a middle belt.
It looked like the Intercontinental title. It's the
again, so he came out as Homelander last night, which beautiful touch. Lost. Then he's gonna fly from there to Toronto. And then also he doesn't need to win this because he still has his clipboard. So it's just like Mark Briscoe can get a win, and I think maybe it's a feel-good win because it's just like, I know he probably has to approve it, but everything he says about Jay makes me feel icky. And I know that's like the point that, how MJF is. And then like Mark just had a baby. God, nine kids. That's insane. I don't know. I think Mark probably needs this more than MJF. Again, MJF can bounce back from whatever and still go after Hangman.
True. So is this the biggest grudge match on the card, though? For sure. Like, in terms of like heat, does it have the most heat in invested kayfabe-wise? Because like the build, in terms of the build for any of these matches, when you compare it to Fletcher Hangman, when you compare it to literally any of the other matches on the card, men's or women's, Riho, Mercedes.
The only other argument I would say maybe Cage, Cope, and FTR. But
yeah,
I just, again, like, MJF's the best talker, and can talk you into anything. And the last promo that, I don't know if it was the last, but the promo that he did in the parking lot, again, he's just so good that he was like, when he said he was going to off him.
Then the other question is just, I guess, how do you book MJF moving forward? So like, if MJF loses, like, because I just feel like you had him with the Hurt Syndicate for like a hot minute, and like he's just kind of floundering around, and he's such a big star that I don't know. Like, I know he's got the clipboard and everything else, but like, what do you do? He's the biggest star. You have to put him in relevant big storylines to keep eyeballs on Dynamite. Like, how do you utilize arguably the top player.
He also posted it's some scary movie that I'm never going to watch, but he got booked in another movie. So he was flying around to do that. And obviously all the stuff that he did for the Happy Gilmore 2 stuff. So, like, is he not getting, or they thought the Hurt Syndicate thing was going to be really good, and I feel like nobody liked it. Like, him being with them made no sense, and he got kicked out real quick. Like, that had no payoff. Like, you want to see him versus Bobby.
I'd like to see him still reform the Pinnacle.
I don't want to see him. Okay.
I like him with a group, and instead of Wardlow, well, when we get to, instead of Wardlow, give him Big Bill. Like that, we could talk about that because that match is coming up. But yeah, I don't know. I just think, to me, you got to do something. And maybe if he's booked for another movie, then there's not really much. But like he is their biggest draw, their biggest
but
player.
that's the thing. Then you can always circle back around to him and Hangman. That story's already there, so he can go off and be off TV for a couple of weeks, and then come back in, and you can insert him right back into Hangman.
I don't think that helps Hangman that much, though. I don't think
nothing helps anyone.
It doesn't really.
I feel like we do this show, and I'm always like, it's the build, the this, whatever, and they put on a phenomenal pay-per-view, and then the next night on Dynamite, we're like, you're not following up on anything. And then it's like 3 weeks of build to nothing, and then they have a pay-per-view, and it's incredible. It's just like, it's just like, what kind of wrestling do we want? And I think everyone earlier in the chat was like, All Out's going to be better than WrestlePalooza. Like, I have no doubts. All the wrestling, all the matches, all the killers, it's going to be so good. But then I go to WWE because sometimes I need a little story. And I think Ed and I have that debate all the time. Sometimes I just want to see the big men slapping the big beady meats or having a Techers or the flippy doos. And then sometimes I want the story in the build, like Toni and Mariah, like Hangman and Omega. Like, sometimes I love all of it. But like sometimes, like, I feel like that still gets lost in the shuffle with AEW.
So Nikki, you're going for this match, MJF, or are you going?
I'm going Mark Briscoe again because he can say if MJF lost because he had the crazy match, he was on a plane, he still has his clipboard. I think Mark needs this.
I agree with you. I agree with you on it. Unfortunately, the chat doesn't. Chat's got MJF.
Again, wouldn't be mad if he,
100%.
This is maybe a heart-head thing, but again, wouldn't be mad if, like, I'd be mad if the Young Bucks won and not Brodito. But like, if MJF won over Mark, well, I wouldn't be mad at it. But I think Mark needs it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. That's why I agree with you. Is just I don't think there's really anything that could really benefit MJF from just getting another win over Mark Briscoe at this point. So we'll see. All right, Nikki.
Yes.
I touched on it with MJF and potentially what's next or what they could do with MJF.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your favorite. Eddie Kingston and Big Bill.
I really wanted
Eddie Kingston makes his return to the ring. Or to the AEW ring, at least.
I wanted to wear I have the Eddie Kingston shirt that's like the picture that's like the Biggie Small shirt. I put it in the wash last night and then it never made it to the dryer, so I am wearing my Toni, not Eddie Kingston, but I'm so flipping excited for Eddie Kingston to be back on my TV. I know everyone on this, I don't think Josh is here, but I know I get a lot of shit for loving Eddie Kingston. I can't flip and wait. I should have grabbed, I have his little micro brawler on my table behind me. I think this is a great, because Big Bill can take a loss. And I think Eddie Kingston cannot come in and lose. I want him to come back. I want him to fight the Death Riders. I want him to beat up Gabe Kidd. I want this. I need this. I want him to kind of promo afterwards. I need Eddie Kingston in my life. I can't. Like, I've missed him so much.
Settle down.
I won't. I can say a lot worse, and I am tame right now. Don't besmirch my Eddie. I flippin' love him, and I don't care. I will die. I will die on that sword. I will die on that hill. I fucking love Eddie Kingston.
So, to me, yeah, I'm curious to see again. He's good. He's okay in the ring. He does cut great promos. I thought he'd be part of that Death Riders storyline, and that would have, kind of given him a trajectory and a lot of good momentum returning.
I disagree. I would see him like with Darby fighting Moxley. Again,
it's part of the team that either the person or the right hand guy to the person who takes down that group.
Yes.
That's kind of where I saw him. So yeah, like him to come in here is kind of interesting. So that's why I guess my question is this a good opponent for Kingston's return?
Yes. I think this is because again, like Big Bill's been cutting the promos on him on Collision. And I feel like it looks like up because obviously he's 7 foot tall and you can't teach that, and he's super big, and he has the bad apple.
Brian Keith.
Yes, I called him Keith Lee this morning.
Toby Keith.
I have a bad apple with him, and I think it's just like he's gonna have to. It's gonna look like Eddie's gonna lose, but he's gonna win in the end, and I think that's a good thing to have a big win under someone like big as a person, a win over them to go into what is going to be his actual storyline.
That's fair.
Again, and also, shout out to Big Bill getting on a pay-per-view. I like him. I like that.
Also, is my question is what to do with Big Bill.
You can just, you can keep. I like that they kept the two of them together, and you can just insert him anywhere. He's 7 foot tall. You can insert him.
I want to see him as MJF's bodyguard. Like I said, I think replace Wardlow in the Pinnacle with.
But we just had him do that with Jericho.
Yeah, but MJF's more of like I buy people off deal. So, but Nikki, I'm not dumb enough to go against a returning Eddie Kingston and pick.
Why don't you pick a better photo?
This is the AEW.
I have 10,000.
So this is how Tony Khan views
better photos of him
in the marketing.
No, because he has that beard. I have to stop myself.
Stop it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Unbelievable, but
I love you immensely. But Eddie Kingston, the things.
Yeah, nobody disagrees with us on the Kingston deal. All right, arguably, actually, and we talked about the Briscoe MJF feud and how that might have been the biggest grudge match of the actual pay-per-view, but this actually might have the biggest storyline to it. Again, we're talking about people that could have taken down the Death Riders. I thought Darby was possibly the person to do it eventually for the world title, but
he had to climb a mountain first.
Yeah, but he had to go climb a mountain. But yeah, so let's catch you up on this Mox versus Allen match as we get ready for AEW All Out.
I'm gonna put you in the ground.
People say, Darby, you can never really be the face of AEW. Why? Because you're a liability. I'm not a liability. I'm the man who's willing to go places that nobody else is willing to go.
Such a good song.
I know.
As soon as the song started playing, I was like, oh, great song. So fitting. Ugh. I wish Ed was on here. I don't think Ed is with us on the call today because I know he has feelings about feelings, and I also have feelings about feelings. When the Death Riders needed to die a death 3 pay-per-views ago, And it's like, we thought Darby Allin was going to be the guy to take or there's rumors, I don't know, that he was going to take the belt off him. But then he had to go climb Mount Everest. So now it's just like, do we literally have to have Moxley go into a coffin? Is it going to be like the crazy, what was it? Christian Cage and Jack Perry had it, and then the casket shut and dramatically like fell beneath the stage. I think that's so dramatic effect, but like, I don't know. I don't want to see either one of them. I'm kind of over this. Jon Moxley, go on vacation, take Renee somewhere nice. I've been saying this every week for 6 months now.
Yeah, no, it's tough. So I have a couple questions because, again, like, to me, I think this is a perfect moment to, put a nail in the coffin of the Death Riders, at least to start with Mox and give Mox time away. But my question is, if Mox does lose, then who does lead the Death Riders? Because it's still going to be a group. There's still like kids in it. You just put I almost called him Bryan Danielson.
Danny Garcia.
I know, I almost called him Daniel Garcia. But
I'm not even drinking yet.
Yeah. So could Daniel Garcia lead the Death Rider? That could be a nice.
I want Marina to do it.
That's another option too.
Also, secret when they had that match, and then she had us like Roddy was coming this way, so she had to stop her actual husband and keep him away from her work husband. And it was a lovely, like, you could tell she was trying so hard not to smile, and it just made me happy. But I love my wrestling couples.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really, leaning what like Mikey said and like Steven said, like, I'm really worried Mox is going to win. Because again, you did just add Daniel Garcia. Like, I don't know if we have a timeline on Pac coming back. But I don't know. Maybe he's not going to go away. God damn it. Renee needs to go somewhere nice. But I don't know.
Steve thinks there'll be more Boar Horsemen after this. Sorry to say. So he thinks there's going to be more Death Riders after it. Mikey's saying Mox wins this one. Darby losing means he'll need to ask for help because, good point. Danielson did whisper something into Darby's ear, and he thinks that Orange Cassidy returns to set up the next chapter.
Is there
Orange Cassidy in the Death Riders? Or as a heel turn? That Mikey, when you go in, you got Orange Cassidy as a heel would be interesting.
I would think OC would go up against Mox because didn't the Death Riders take him out?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like maybe he realizes.
Because I feel like you kind of need some big return. It was like, it's not like we don't have Ospreay, we don't have Swerve, which makes me really upset. But OC, I don't know if which would be great because honestly, I don't think I've heard anything about OC. So that would be a crazy return if Tony can actually keep something quiet and like Orange Cassidy pops up. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't want Moxley to win, but I think you guys convinced me, but I picked otherwise. I don't want, Ed's gonna have feelings about feelings, but
yeah, like I don't know. I mean, it could be a new iteration of the group with a new leader. Yeah, like could OC be one of the new members, right? Get rid of Wheeler Yuta. He's so annoying. I don't like him. He does nothing.
Well, I thought that Danny coming in would replace Yuta, but you also need someone to take the pin. So you keep Yuta around. Also going back to like what we were saying about Chris Statlander, I think they broke up the best friends with like obviously Chuck and Taylor turning at each other and then Yuta running away to join the Death Riders and then like OC getting injured. I feel like Statlander kind of like lost so much when all that happened. So I think that's why they kind of stuck her in all these places because of that.
Yeah, that's true.
But didn't Trent come back and then Trent got injured again?
Yeah, and then Trent's with Callis Family.
Yeah, Callis Family, but I think he got injured. A couple
1,000 people in the Callis Family.
But I think he came back and got injured again. I could be wrong.
But Nikki, I do agree with you. I think Darby's getting the win here, and they're gonna give him some time off. But it is tough. It is tough to kind of figure out what's next. But I think maybe you let Daniel Garcia try and take the reins, or maybe a new leader, that's not in the group yet. But this is the chat's split on it too, 50-50. Mox or Darby.
I don't know. I was so convinced with Darby, and now the chat's making me. I don't know.
I know. Well, they
Poor Renee.
They
She just wants to sit on a beach with her husband. She can't because he just wants to bleed everywhere.
She just wants to bleed on a beach. Just let me bleed on a beach. Unbelievable. All right, Nikki. Getting closer to the main event. I think this should, but this is opening.
This is opening.
But I think it should be main event. It's in Toronto. But I guess they're going to try and get the crowd all hyped up.
Well, because there's a pay-per-view after this pay-per-view. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see when things time out. But I think it makes, because if it runs long and people are going to jump from here to WrestlePalooza. So I think putting this on first makes sense.
Well, if you missed it, let's catch you up on FTR versus Cope and Cage.
You sit there in your heartache, waiting on some beautiful boy to save you from your own ways. You play forgiveness, watch it now.
He is what he is, and let's face it, folks, he's an asshole. He's my asshole. We are inarguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
I don't need to change a thing. I am perfect just the way I am.
Nikki, you're perfect just the way you are.
I thought you were going to hit the drop again. I really don't like this version of Cope. I really don't. And I really love this version of Christian Cage. Again, you turning that into a drop is hysterical. I'm like, no, but I really like this version of Christian, and having Cope come in and say all these things. He's like, oh, but he's my asshole. And he's like, Stokely, this is why you don't get any hoes. Like, who are you talking to? Like, what? I don't know. Like, it just seems like he's just like the old dad. This match is just dads. Just dad vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Old dad. And I just think, I get the nostalgia pop. I get the nostalgia high of this, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to see Edge's shitty spears. I don't like, and I don't know what the update is on FT on Dax Hardwood, because it looks like Christian. Yeah, Christian got in with the thing. So is he gonna come out and we're like, oh, he should borrow Harley Cameron's mask with her looking like Scary Sherry. Love it. So I don't know if that's going to play into it, but I'm like, I was going to say ENC, but CNC in Toronto, opening the match. Toni likes to win with the good vibes.
Yeah. I expect a pretty solid. I mean, they're all veterans, and I think Christian probably is probably in the best.
Yeah, I
in-ring
don't know. That's why I loved. I loved AEW.
Although Dax is pretty solid too. But I do have questions.
Yes,
so
sorry.
Is this it, or could they reunite Cope and Cage beyond tonight?
Yeah. Mikey put in the chat that it's going to be like a 3. I don't need to see 3 matches of the 4 of them. That feels like too many minis.
Yeah, Mikey's saying FTR wins. They get good heat. I mean, I did think about that too, Mikey, that FTR has been getting good heat and like maybe putting them over because of the fact that Cope and Cage aren't really necessarily together on the same page yet. And That's on the next level. They become hometown boys here. Cope and Christian win at WrestleDream, and we get the rubber at Full Gear.
I don't know. Do you think Tony? I don't know. Them losing in Toronto just feels like there will be riots, or like very nice riots.
Very, very peaceful riots.
Very peaceful riots. Peaceful protest. But like, I don't know. Having the two of them back together since, what do we say, 2011? They were together.
Yeah.
Against it was whatever random tag team, but like, I don't know if you can make them lose here. That'd be wild. Your opening match and you have your hometown boys lose. Tony's got some good stuff over there, because that sounds crazy pants to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh gosh, sorry, my computer's whacking out on me a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. And then the other question is there any other Cope and Cage AEW dream matches? Like, they just put back together the Acclaimed. Like, is that a match that could help the Acclaimed get over and potentially try and reestablish the tag division?
I'm worried that they'll win here and then take the belts off Brodito and have them do a little retirement tag team run thing before Edge Cope hangs it up.
Well, that's kind of what Steven was getting at. It's setting up Cope's retirement match, one last program with his three best friends in wrestling.
I don't need to see this three. I don't know. I could probably again, but just lose. I don't know. Them losing the opening match in their hometown just sounds. What is it?
I don't know. Maybe our buddy Toronto will call in. Maybe he's going. Way back there. So obviously, you want to control the talking point from the review sites and podcasts, so go for broke.
True. I don't know, but I have, as much as I very much love FTR and probably own way too many FTR shirts. I picked Cage and Christian. Christian. Open Christian. Whatever.
Open Christian. Yes, as did I. On this one, I just think they're not gonna.
I don't know. Opening the show. Maybe if they weren't opening, but them opening and you had the. I feel like it's gonna set a tone for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Positive vibes. All right, Nikki.
Last one, baby.
The chat, actually, just to go over that real quick. Yeah. Chat's divided on 50-50. Even split.
That's risky.
It is. All right, well, we're into the main event, Nikki.
Can I get a better picture of Fletcher?
Kyle Fletcher challenges the current TNT champion, challenges World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, I said that. What? Champion. I don't know why I came out with. I developed an accent mid introduction. Talking. AEW World Heavyweight Champion, because I was gonna say men's World Heavyweight, and just like there's
all right.
But Hangman Adam Page.
I love you.
I love you too. Nikki, what are your thoughts on this match?
Well, they added the stipulation that if the Callis family gets involved, Fletcher gets stripped of the belt. So that's why I'm like, does Don Callis getting, like, I feel like something's going to happen to make Fletcher leave the Callis family. Like, I don't know if they'll strip him. Yeah. I mean, they're strip him of the belt, and it's gonna be another fucking tournament thing. That would drive me insane. But I think it's just like Don. I feel like Don tries to get involved, and he's like, "No, because then you'll cost me the belt, and you almost cost me the and then whatever." And then like, you know, he'll look strong in defeat, and like Hangman would be like, there'll be like that handshake, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm proud of you that you did this on your own, and you didn't take the short way out." And then Fletcher gets mad at Don Callis for almost costing him his own belt. But obviously, Hangman's winning.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like it's kind of a waste for, like, you have the TNT belt, your men's mid-card belt. Like, you should really be putting it on display, and this is a good opportunity to do so. And they just, like, it feels like they just threw him into the main event, and they just needed a challenger where, like, they probably should have had the MJF Hangman match here instead of at Forbidden Door. And that's what they wanted. They just had that extra pay-per-view in between. So my question is Fletcher ready to be in the main event? Because I don't think so. Like, I get he's a great wrestler, but character-wise, there's so much, I think, in terms of getting him over and taking the next level. Like, he's doing well. Callis has helped him, I think, tremendously. But I don't know that this is a situation where he needed to be in the main event. I don't know. Maybe there's a lack of challengers in the scene, but I don't know.
I guess I agree with you that it would maybe be more beneficial to have, like, him defend the TNT belt. But also, again, we yell at Tony all the time. Like, he's building up people, and I think he is trying to build up Fletcher. And I think, obviously, he's not going to win now, but do I see him as a future champion? Absolutely. I think he, the ring skills, the mic skills are there. I know he's got to, clean up on both, because the stuff with Adam Cole is scary, but, like, what?
Like, I never stopped.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a real fun match. I think there's going to be, whatever Don Callis is going to Don Callis. But, Hangman's coming out on top. But I think this is going to be a really good showing for Fletcher. And again, like, Hangman, to me, Hangman makes everyone look good. I think Hangman is so fucking solid and so good, and I love having the belt on him. And just how, like, watching, it wasn't last week, it was the week before, when he was cutting that promo on Fletcher about, and then he improvised about the stock thing. Like, he just feels, and again, we wanted it so bad when he took the belt off Omega, but now he just feels more comfortable in his skin and just feels like more, that's like the champion to me. And I really love that for him. Because, again, he was the sweetest pickle when we met him on the cruise. So, and then we were in the airport together, and I was like, is he going to walk our way? And then he walked a different way. And I was like, well, he's not going to go to the East Coast. Where we were going to, obviously, coming home.
Yeah, and then we hung out with Justin Roberts.
I talked to Justin Roberts, and I had Cheerio crumbs on myself. And then he walked away, and I was like, why didn't we get a picture with him? we talked for like 20 minutes, and I had Cheerio crumbs on myself.
But yeah, so we asked the question earlier, could this be the end of the Don Callis family, or the beginning of the end of the Don Callis family?
I think he's going to do something to help Fletcher, and Fletcher is going to be pissed off because he's like, hey, like, either it gets crazy and he does lose his belt, or be like, you almost cost me that belt, and how dare you? I worked for this. This was me getting this, not you. And that the thing, like, I did the work. You're just the mouthpiece. And it's just like, he's going to be on commentary for so many matches, and I can't, and I don't want it.
I know.
I get it. Like, he's doing his job because I can't stand him. That's the point of this. But I'm like, okay. What, 4 matches at least his people are in?
Yeah. The tag match, Fletcher, Okada. And
okay, so maybe it's 3.
Actually, hold on.
The tag. Anyway, that's 3 too many.
Yeah. Well, Takeshita's technically. Well, no, that's
Takeshita Okada is
the same match, but
so 3.
But he's got a lot of guys.
Any Hoosiers, I can't stand it. But I know that's the point. But I don't know. I'm hoping. If the Death Riders aren't going down, then the Don Callis family has to go down. Something has to happen.
That's fair. That's fair. People are coming into the chat. Welcome in. Smash the old like and subscribe if you haven't already. But Nikki, I think we're in agreement here.
Yep.
There's no way Kyle Fletcher's winning.
He's not going to be Fletchy 2 belts.
Fletch Armstrong? Nobody?
Oh, Stretch Armstrong?
Yeah, they play on Stretch Armstrong.
No.
Fletcher Armstrong.
Terrible.
Unbelievable. All right, Nikki, we'll do a rundown of our picks.
So,
as we open up the phone lines, let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking about AEW.
So it's
All
only
Out.
two matches that we disagree on. Because I refuse to pick the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, you just don't want to pick them. You don't want to win. And I got Okada retaining. And
okay.
Yeah, you just keep making bad decisions with picks.
He chose poorly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, everyone knows, especially just to let you know, especially after last month's phenomenal showing by myself.
I don't need to change a thing. I am perfect just the way I am.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. No.
You're lucky I love
the
you.
Numbers speak for themselves.
Ugh.
So, Nikki, it's that time. Let's open up the phone lines. It's in the link. Let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking. AEW All Out, what your predictions are. It's pinned in the chat. Nikki, my little blondie, hit the snare.
Bing bong.
All right, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
He's been blowing up the chat.
Yes.
We have so many questions for him. Bringing that sex appeal. Magic Mikey.
Remember, take care of yourself, love one another, be iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story.
Mikey!
Well, hello
Listen.
there.
What's
Hello.
going on, buddy?
Nothing much. I'm just sitting here. I'm, in about a half an hour, gonna watch 0 Hour for All Out.
Crazy.
You know, as if we didn't already do enough here at BC WrestlePod, I will be watching as much as All Out Toronto as much as I can, because then I will be leaving in a couple of hours to Los Angeles to head to GCW Homecoming in Los Angeles. So I'm going to GCW today.
You're going to deal with a lot of traffic, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Best
Southern
of luck.
California. Yeah, so Southern California, we know our freeways, and so we know the shortcuts. We're gonna be fine. But yeah, I'm excited. Another fun weekend of wrestling between this WrestlePalooza, Mystery Wrestling 18. Like, there's the BC WrestlePod boys are very busy this weekend, and for the next couple weeks, I should say.
Fair enough. So, Mikey, what are you thinking? What are you drinking, buddy?
So, I've kind of wrote down a couple of points as I was going along, so I remember to actually cover the things that were asked of me. So, so number one, like I mentioned before, if we thought AEW has a lot of titles, oh no, CMLL has 2 different sets of categories. There's like 20 plus titles in CMLL, but that's because since CMLL has been around for, at this point, 92 years now, they have their CMLL titles, which is like that brand specific, but then they merged it with, before CMLL was the big conglomerate in Mexico, they have the National Wrestling Champions, which is like the historic titles. And instead of retiring those, they decided, we got a big enough roster, let's just do that. So you have your CMLL titles, and then you have the national titles.
Oh, boy.
So there's like 20 plus. But then again, because CMLL has 3 different shows with that big of a roster going across, is like, yeah, they could probably make it work. That's a lot. Which leads into, that's why I think MJF is winning tonight, only because of him losing that title, which the MLL doesn't mind if another star from not in the company wins it, because that's how it get publicity. But I think it would be an interesting story with MJF being very pissed off with losing to Mystico last night and be like, you know what? I'm just going to take my aggression out on Mark Briscoe. So I think that's why MJF wins. Now, the second thing is to going to the Unified Championship. I'm 90% sure that Máscara Dorada is here to take the pin. However, I know Takeshita and the wrestling news and AEW has even been saying this. Takeshita wants to enter Wrestle Kingdom 20 this upcoming January as champion, which, you know, that's where I think Zack loses the title to Takeshita at King of Pro Wrestling coming up here in October. However, I think because New Japan, AEW, and for an extensive purpose, DDT sees Takeshita as this bright young star, I actually think Takeshita wins here, so he goes into Wrestle Kingdom as double champ. And also, I kind of wish that if that's the case and Takeshita wins, I kind of wish that we got to what we were hoping here at BC WrestlePod, what we wanted to see, where Takeshita and Okada, the fraction between the family starts to happen. Takeshita's tired of being, overlooked. So Takeshita goes through every member of the family to get to Okada and then take the title from Okada. So if Takeshita wins, we just fast-tracked it. But I still think it's going to be a good match. And I am 90% sure that Máscara Dorada is here to take the pin. However, there's that 10% I was like, I think we see Okada take the pin, especially since AEW has been verbally telling us the last month or so that Okada now is the longest reigning champion in AEW's history for any of the championships that we have. So I'm like, and you're done.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
I know. Let's see. What's the
Well, they have to justify that investment. $4 million a year.
I mean, very fair. The women's fatal 4-way, I'm excited for that match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. My only gripe with it is that what I need from this match to happen is who do we see feud with Toni going into Wrestle Dream and Full Gear, and then Full Gear will probably tell us what happens if Toni defends her title at World's End. But I need to see who Toni is going to have a substantial feud with, because post Forbidden Door, after beating Athena, Toni has kind of just been floating around, just being her amazingness, which I love because Toni's amazing. But we need, for Wrestle Dream and Full Gear at least, we need to see who her feud is going to be, or feuds if we're going to go with plural.
Mikey, who do you want to take the belt off of Toni? Who do you see? Is there anyone right now that you like?
Story-wise, given their history, I think Jamie Hayter's at the top of my list. But if we want to go with a complete swerve, no Strickland, because she hasn't beaten her yet. I think a good surprise, but again, you would have to be careful of how you would do it. Willow Nightingale is the only other person besides Jamie within this second reign and last year of Toni holding the title to not get the chance to challenge for the championship or lose to Toni in any capacity. So Jamie and Willow are the only two. Now, Chris is my third option, but Chris has been floating around in this weird Death Riders storyline. Will they, won't they, kind of, with her communication with Yuta has been very weird that AEW hasn't made me believe that there's a possibility she'll walk out as champion tonight, though it would be a fun surprise. And I actually think Chris is going to be a key player into what my next talking point is, which is this coffin match, which we'll get into in a little bit.
No, that's fair. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Because again, probably a lot of collision backstage stuff with Stat and the Death Riders. So yeah, it would be great. Nikki and I were talking about earlier. If Mox goes away and Marina is the leader, and she comes in that way. Yeah.
But there's oh, we got your back, and she's I don't know.
I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't think the Death Riders need. I kind of like Marina being the only girl in that group.
Right. Ultimately, I think Marina should be the leader. I mean, that's what we've been saying here at BC WrestlePod. It makes more fun for her to be the leader. of the Death Riders, and we all know she can go. She can wrestle. There's a reason that she's the longest reigning Defy Women's Champion. Check out my review that I did this morning. Shameless plug. Just kidding. No, but I think Marina, will become the lead. Finally takes the vacation he was supposed to, like, for the last 3 years. So let this man rest. But speaking of Moxley, I know Darby has the history of always winning his coffin matches, with the exception of one coffin match which he lost, but that was due to shenanigans. I think Mox wins here because I think, again, this goes to what I was saying in chat, where I think this sets up the next chapter for the Death Riders. But the way I think it goes is, if we remember Danielson's last in-ring match at Wrestle Dream last year, the ending shot was Daniel Garcia, Darby, Cat Orange, and Hook looking on in horror with the whole plastic bag incident, right? Now, granted, things change, creative change. I still think that's the ultimate plan, but with Danny joining the Death Riders and being a part of that, I think we switch some of the players around. I still think Darby is going to be a key player into this, but the team makeup is going to change, possibly.
What about Hook? Since you mentioned Hook, like, and with that promo that he cut a week ago about, like, maybe needing friends, that'd be interesting.
Well, there are two paths that I see, and this is just the booking hat on that we discussed, that we at BC WrestlePod, we discussed it during the review. There are two paths that I see. Number one, that I don't know how they would do it. If they could do it right, it would be amazing. That Orange Cassidy has been working with Danielson to be pulling the strings, and Danny's a mole in the Death Riders or whatnot. Again, that's a lot of deep layered storytelling, and I'm not sure that AEW can pull that off successfully, but if they can, that'd be amazing. Option B, and the more likely option, goes to, because Daniel Garcia is now in the Death Riders, and Wheeler Yuta has been talking to Chris Statlander about their friend. We didn't get confirmation that it was Moxley that we're talking about, so I think that what if Wheeler was telling them about Orange, Wheeler jumped ship back over to Chris and Orange and them, and we get the weird reunited of the original best friend when Chris was the alien gimmick, and that's where we go from there. There are a couple of issues that I have with that, but again, I think that still would be fun. And more importantly for me, it would give Chris something substantial to do than just floating around Collision and Dynamite, and keep her and Willow away from each other. I love them when they fight. They are the fight forever couple, in my opinion, but I don't need to see it every 2 months. Just keep them away from each other for a little bit.
Agreed.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and I can breathe a little bit. So I feel like we saw so much of it, and it was like, it was the beginning. It was fun. It was good, and then it's like, okay, I got it. Let's move on.
100%. And then, of course, my last point being is, like, I'm with Nikki on this one. So happy that the Mad King is back in AEW. I love Eddie Kingston so damn much.
So much. And I get so much shit from a lot of people on the show, but Eddie Kingston forever.
Wait, he's back for you.
Got a girl.
He's back for us.
Oh, get out of here, Big Bill. No.
Mikey, we're going to let you get out of here. I know. Let everyone know where they can find you.
Well, of course, you can find me and my plethora of 13 other individuals at BC WrestlePod across the YouTube, the Twitch, the Kick, the social medias, whatever tickles your fancy. I'm super excited to watch All Out Toronto. I'm excited for GCW tonight. And I'm just excited, again, while I have my ups and downs with how this weekend shaped out with the two companies going up against each other again, which I'm like, why? I still think it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, even though it wasn't said here, shout out, and my hope is Miss Fuckhead walks out as champion. That is all I'm going to say. I was just like, got to support my Latinas out here. But I'm excited. Thank you guys for having me as always. And you know what? I look forward to all the wrestling goodness. Y'all are good peeps. We love you.
Great seeing you, Mikey.
Love you as
Pleasure
well,
as always.
sir.
Catch you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Mikey.
Remember, take care of yourself, love one another, live iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story.
All right, Nikki.
Love it. Love Mikey. Go watch those kids over at PC Wrestle Pod. They're amazing. And again, Mikey is such an encyclopedia of all the things. And I would, there's not enough, I don't know how he does it. There's not enough hours in the day, but thank you for coming in and dropping all the CMLL knowledge on us.
Yeah, seriously. Mikey brings the heat.
Yeah. The song's gonna be stuck in my head the rest of the day.
But yeah, it's been a good one, Nikki. Again, we are about a little over an hour out of AEW All Out. So get yourself a snack, get yourself ready.
Take your dog out, take yourself out. Get your snackies.
Make sure before you get out of here, you smash the old like and subscribe if you haven't already. Goes a long way. But for our AEW shows, we let Tony Khan take us out.
And I'm really happy that, we've had shows here that have been excellent before, but tonight was by far the biggest attendance AEW's ever had. We had an amazing crowd, and I think one of the best shows we've ever done, and put our stamp and an indelible moment for AEW.
That's right, Nikki. Another great show.
Indelible moment.
An indelible moment. We are back here recapping the weekend in wrestling. WrestlePalooza. All Out. And previewing Monday Night Raw at 5:30 Eastern on Monday. So make sure you come back for that. Calling live. Like I said, make sure you smash the old like and subscribe on your way out. But till next time, you do not have to go home.
But you can't stay here. Goodbye, my baby.